So now we start with a new topic, circles. The first part of circles, which is regarding the angles formed by arcs or segments. So we do a quick revision of 9th standard because some basics you may require this year. So most of it is new. So now AB is a chord of a circle. A chord is a line segment joining 2 points on the circumference of the circle. So A lies on the circumference, B lies on the circumference. So AB is the chord. A chord will divide the circle into two parts. Here the smaller part is called the minor segment and the bigger part is called the major segment. So this part is the major segment and the shaded part is the minor segment. So that is what a chord does, and the biggest chord is the diameter, the chord passing through the center, that will be the biggest chord. Now last year you had learned this property that from the center of the circle, if you draw perpendicular to the chord, it will bisect the chord. Bisect means two equal parts. So if OP is perpendicular to chord AB, that would mean that AP is equal to BP is half of AB. So AP is BP is half of AB. So that would be the meaning of this statement. Then conversely, a line joining, if the reverse, converse, now you don't have that it is perpendicular, you have that P is midpoint of AB. If P is midpoint of AB, then OP will be perpendicular to AB. That is by converse of this property. Then one more property, and sums based on this you had done in standard 9, that is, if an n-sided regular polygon. Regular polygon means it can have any number of sides, but all sides are equal and all the angles, all the interior angles will be equal. If an n-sided regular polygon is inscribed in a circle, inscribed in a circle means all the points of the polygon will lie on the circumference of the circle. So in this case you have n-sided regular polygon lying on the circle, then the angle subtended by each side or arm of this polygon at the center of the circle is 360 upon n. So the angle subtended at the center will be 360 upon n. So in this case A, B, C, D, E, F is a regular hexagon. All sides of the hexagon are equal, so it is regular. So now the angle made by any arm or any side at the center will be 360 upon 6. Why 6? Because n is 6 for a hexagon. So each angle at the center will be 60 degree. 360 upon 6. Because it's a regular hexagon. Was it a regular pentagon, 5-sided figure, then it would have been 360 upon 5. That is 72 degree. So these are some common properties that you have to know, which is based on 9th standard. Now we will go on and see additional 4 theorems and properties which you have to use in the exercises which you do in this standard 10. So now we will see the first theorem. In this theorem, you have angle AOB. O is the center of the circle. So AOB is the angle at the center of the circle. And the arc which is there in front of it, the arc subtended by that angle is this. Or in other words, you can say that the segment AB, if you join a chord AB, then you can say the angle subtended at the center of segment AB is AOB. And for the same arc in front or for the same segment chord in front, you can say the angle on the circumference is APB. So APB is the angle on the circumference and AOB is the angle at the center. And they have the same segment or chord in front of them. The chord is AB. A and B are the endpoints of the arc AB and AB is the chord which is making the angle AOB at the center and APB at the circumference. So it has to be the same endpoints of the chord, which it is inscribed in the center and one is on the circumference. Then the angle at the center we need to prove is 2 times the angle on the circumference. Now let's assume this angle APO is x. OP and OA are radii of same circle. OP and OA are radii of same circle. So angles opposite equal sides will be equal. So you will have OAP is equal to OPA, which is written here. OP is equal to OA radii, so OAP is equal to OPA. Both are x. So this is in triangle OAP. So we have written that angles opposite equal sides are equal. Similarly, now you take the other triangle, that is OBP. In triangle OBP, you have OB is equal to OP. Again, same reason, OB and OP are radii. So now therefore you will have sides are equal, so angles opposite them will be equal. But now you can't use the same alphabet x, because x was in another triangle, so that triangle, those angles are x. So maybe that is 30-30. In the other triangle it is not necessary, it has to be 30 itself, it may be 40. So therefore don't use the same alphabet, we are using OPB is equal to OBP, these two angles are y. Again the same reason, angles opposite equal sides of triangle OPB. So now if you add AOC, what is AOC? It is an exterior angle of triangle OPA. OP produced and OA. It is the angle between that. So exterior angle AOC will be equal to sum of interior opposite angles of that particular triangle. So it is OPA plus OAP. So AOC is OAP plus OPA. So it is x plus x, that is 2x. And same way, BOC is exterior angle of triangle OBP. BOC is exterior angle of OBP. So therefore, BOC is BP plus OPB. That is y plus y or 2y. Again same thing, exterior angle property. So the reason is written, reason for both these steps is same, that exterior angle of triangle is equal to sum of interior opposite angles. So 2x is x plus x, so this angle AOC is 2x, and same way y plus y is 2y, so angle BOC is 2y. Now when you add AOC and BOC, that means when you are adding the left hand sides of these two triangles AOC plus BOC, you are getting 2x plus 2y. So adding equations 5 and 6. But what is AOC plus BOC? It is the angle AOB. So angle AOB is 2x plus y. 2 in bracket x plus y. What is APB? APB is OPA plus OPB, which is x plus y. So it is x plus y. So angle APB is equal to x plus y, and angle AOB is 2 times x plus y. So from this and this you can clearly see that this angle at the center AOB is 2 times this angle on the circumference APB. So hence angle at the center is 2 times the angle at the circumference. This is a very important property. Based on this, some will be asked in the board exam. It may be only this property or maybe some 2 or 3 other properties which we are going to learn today. Now we just wrote the first theorem, that is angle at the center is double the angle at the circumference. So with respect to that, we are just seeing 3 figures so that you understand the theorem better. So you have O is the center and P is a point on the circumference, and see here again A and B are the endpoints of angle AOB and also APB. So the segment in front or the chord in front is common for both angle AOB and APB. So if you are given APB is 30 degree, then the angle at the center will be double of that, so it will be 60 degree. Same way here it is one line itself, but AOB is still the angle at the center and APB is the angle on the circumference. and both of them, since AOP is one straight line, it's the diameter. Therefore, you will have the same endpoints A and B. So AOB will be double of APB. AOB is going to be double of APB. So AOB will be 40 degrees. And now for the third case, here if any angle at the center is more than 180 degree, then that angle is called reflex angle. It is not called angle AOB. Angle AOB would have been the smaller angle, that is 360 minus 210. So that angle AOB would have been actually 150 degree, but this is reflex angle AOB. So you can say that this, since reflex angle AOB is 210 degree, therefore it has angle APB as the angle at the circumference. So that angle will be half of reflex angle AOB. So it is 105, which angle APB. So again the endpoints are the same for both AOB reflex and APB. So you can use that property even if it is a reflex angle, that is an angle greater than 180 degree. Now we go on to see the second theorem, which is very simple, which uses the first theorem. Angles in the same segment of a circle are equal. What do you mean by segment? I had explained in the first frame that AB is a chord of a circle. It divides the circle into two parts. This down part is the minor segment and the up part is the major segment. So angle APB and AQB both lie in the same segment of the circle. They are both in the same segment. Just remember they have the same chord in front of them. A is the endpoint and B is the endpoint of angle APB and AQB. So both of them have the same chord at the center. So therefore, you have to prove angle APB and angle AQB are equal. So they are equal in value, that is what you have to prove. So now here, by construction, join OA and OB where O is the center of the circle. So now from the first theorem, you can say that angle APB is half AOB. Angle APB is on the circumference and angle AOB is at the center and they are in the same segment. So the angle APB is half of AOB. Similarly, angle AQB is also half of AOB. Because A and B is common endpoint, so AQB is angle on the circumference and AOB is angle at the center. So from that, both this angle and this angle are half of the same angle AOB. So therefore you can say angle APB is equal to angle AQB. So that is from statement 1 and 2. Hence, angles in the same segment are equal. I'll give you a couple of examples to understand that, just like I gave you for theorem 1, and we will proceed with theorem 3 and 4. So now here you had said that angles in the same segment are equal. So now AB is the same endpoints for angle AQB and APB. P and Q are both points on the circumference of the same circle. So angle APB and AQB will be equal. You can directly write this and say angles in the same segment are equal. Now theorem 3 is angle in a semicircle is a right angle. So if AB is the diameter, it is passing through center O. So AB is the diameter. So the angle APB is 90 degrees. That is what you have to prove. It's very simple. AOB is a straight line. So angle AOB is 180 degree. Since AOB is a straight line. So angle APB is half angle AOB. APB is half of AOB. Therefore angle APB is half of 180. So angle APB is 90 degree. Hence we can say that any angle in any semicircle is 90 degree. Angle in a semicircle is a right angle. We'll see the converse of this and then we will start the sums. Yeah, now in this you have the converse of what you wrote, that is angle in a semicircle is a right angle you wrote. So now If the angle is 90 degrees, then AB is the diameter, that is the converse. So if angle APB is 90 degrees, then AB will be the diameter. Converse of angle in a semicircle is a right angle. So sometimes for 1 mark you are, after finding the angle, you have to prove AB is the diameter. So once you get the angle is 90, you can directly write therefore AB is the diameter and write the reason. Converse of angle in a semicircle is a right angle. The next question, this figure is given in the textbook. It's on page 74. So on page 74, question 1, we start with the sums. You are given angle PSR is 32 degree and already in triangle PRS you have SR and PR are equal. SR and PR are equal. So since PR and SR are equal, so in that particular triangle, since this angle is 32 degree, this angle out here, that is angle RPS, will also be 32 degree. Why? This is because angles opposite to equal sides are equal. So this angle will also be 32 degree. RS is equal to PR. So that is what is written here. Angles opposite equal sides are equal. Now QT is the diameter because it is passing through the center. So that is given. So angle QPT will be 90. This entire angle will be 90 degree. And out of that, one part was 32 degree. So you had written one angle is 32 degree. The entire angle QPT is 90. So, but QPT is what? It is angle QPR plus angle RPS. So RPS is 32. So you will get QPR is 58. It will be 90. This angle will be 90 minus the 32. So it is 58 degree. So angle QPR is 58 degree. Now QPR and QTR have the same segment QR in front of them. So therefore you can say that this angle QTR is same as angle QPR. So this is also 58 degree. That is, angles in the same segment are equal. So QTR will be equal to QPR. Angles in the same segment are equal. This is one of the answers which you needed. So there you have written answer. That's the answer. So highlight your answers. Many times the teacher directly first looks for that. Then in this particular triangle, that is in triangle QTR, you have one angle is 58 degree. Just now you wrote that QTR is 58 degree. Angle QTR is 58 degree. What will be angle QRT? You know that QT is diameter. So QRT, this angle will also be 90 degree because it is angle in a semicircle. If QT is the diameter, so QRT will be 90 degree. So now you have one angle 58, another angle 90. So you can find the third angle of the same triangle QTR by using angle sum property in a triangle. All angles add up to 180 degree. From that you will get PQR is 180 minus 90 minus 58. So it is 132 degree. Angle TQR, which is the final answer which you require, that is 32 degree. Please ensure that all this is written carefully, neatly in the notebooks. You write all this in the notebooks. In maths, especially in this chapter, without writing and practicing, you will not be able to do the sums. Do that. Now in this second sum, you are asked angle APB, which is very simple. It is 90 degree because O is the center is given, therefore AB is the diameter. So first, 1 mark, simply just write angle in a semicircle is 90. Reason has to be written. If reason is not written, you won't get full marks. Then you are asked angle PQB. Now you had to join PQ because it was not joined in the figure. So angle PQB and angle PAB has the same segment PB in front of it. So angle PQB will be equal to angle PAB. So first we need to find what is angle PAB in triangle PAB. So 90 degree plus 42 degree plus PAB is 180. So therefore you get PAB is 48 degree. So once you got angle PAB is 48, the PQB will also be 48. PQB and PAB is same. Reason has to be written, angles in the same segment are equal. Then you are asked what is angle AQB, that is also direct. One step itself. That is angle in a semicircle, again AB is the diameter. So angle in the semicircle is 90 degree. Then the third sum, it is direct, it won't come for 3 marks. It is just a small part. You are given angle AOB. O is the center of the circle and angle AOB is 108 degree. So you are asked to find what is angle ACB. AOB and ACB have the same endpoints AB. So both angle at the center and angle on the circumference are in the same segment. So therefore AOB will be 2 times ACB, or angle ACB will be half of AOB. Reason has to be written, angle on the circumference is half the angle at the center. So angle ACB will be directly 54 degree. Just that much. Simple. In the fourth sum, in this figure, you are asked to find OBD, AOB and BED. So BED, these 3 angles are asked. You are given DBC is 32 degree and AD is parallel to BC. So now since angle ADB or DBC is 32 degree, so angle ADB and DBC will be equal. Why? Because they are parallel lines and alternate angles. So it is like this. This is your A, this is your D, this is your B and C. So these 2 lines are parallel. So since this angle is 32 degree, so this will also be 32 degree. Therefore this angle out here is 32 degree. That is written here alternate angles. The reason is alternate angles. Then you have OD. This OD is equal to OB because they are radii of the same circle. OD and OB. O is the center of the circle, so OD and OB are radii of the same circle. So they are both equal. So this angle ODB and OBD are both going to be 32 degree. So that's the first thing asked, what is angle OBD? OBD will be equal to ODB, angles opposite equal sides. So once you wrote OD is equal to OB, you can say OBD and angle ODB are both 32. Angles opposite equal sides are equal. Therefore, instead of calling it ODB, you can call it ADB. It's the same thing. ODB and ADB is the same angle because AOD is one straight line. So this angle is half of this angle AOB. So that means AOB will be double ADB. Angle at the center is 2 times angle at the circumference. So main thing is that it is only with practice that you will be able to understand that angle at the center is half the angle at the circumference. It may not be direct, it may look little complex like this, but you should be able to do it. There is nothing tough in this. Mark this sum as important. So you have AOB is 2 times 32, AOB is 64 degree. So AOB is 64, that's the second answer. You have got 2 answers. First, you have got the first answer, you have highlighted it. AOB is the second answer, even that you have highlighted. Both the answers you have got. Now the next part again you have to imagine what is BED. BED is the angle in the circumference. So in circles chapter, first thing, if you are given an angle in the circumference, look out for a corresponding angle at the center. BD is the endpoints of BED. So BOD will be 2 times BED. It's a little difficult to visualize, but BOD is angle at the center and BED is angle at the circumference. Both of them have the same chord BD in front of them. So now what is BOD? It's a linear pair with this angle which you just found, 64. So therefore BOD plus BOA, that is 64, BOD plus 64 is 180, so BOD is 116, so BED will be half of 116, so BED will be 58 degree. Reason, this is angle at the circumference, that will be half the corresponding angle at the center. Both BOD and BED have the same segment BD or chord BD in front of it. So this fourth question is important. You have to know what is alternate angles, and then you have to imagine which is the angle at the circumference and corresponding angle at the center. And that visualization and understanding will come only if you do the same sums a couple of times. First time you are just copying it. What I am teaching, you are not using your brain and solving it. You're just understanding it. So the second time when you try and do the same sum by only keeping the textbook in front of you and not actually copying the sum, you're only having the textbook in front of you, you look at the question and try and solve it, that's when your head starts working, when your brain starts working. And that's when you will understand that BED is the angle at the circumference and the corresponding angle at the center is BOD. So you need to revise these sums again a second time, a third time, so that you are perfect with it. The fifth question is a very simple question, but mostly it won't be asked because a part of it was from 9th standard. So you are given O is the center of the big circle, of which AC is the diameter. And then you are told that with AO as the diameter, you are making a second circle. It is shown dotted, it is not necessary it should be dotted. It can be shown bold also. So AO is the diameter of a second circle. Now you have to prove that AB is equal to BE, or B is the center of chord AE. It's very simple. Just join OB. When you join OB, you will get angle AOB, ABO. Angle ABO is 90. Why is angle ABO 90? Because AO is diameter, it is angle in a semicircle. That is why ABO is 90 degree. So once you have got it as 90, you can say that OB is perpendicular to chord AE. OB is perpendicular to AE, therefore perpendicular from the center bisects the chord. So AB will be equal to BE is equal to half of AE. AB is equal to BE is half of AE. Reason, perpendicular from center to chord bisects the chord. It's very simple, but that property was 9th standard property, so mostly that sum won't be asked in 10th. We'll continue with the next sum. In the sixth sum, you have been given angle BAC is 30 degree, and you are asked to prove BC is the radius of this circumcircle. So in other words, they have asked you to prove BC is equal to OB and OC, because actually OB and OC are the radius of the circumcircle. So you have to prove this triangle, all three sides are equal, or this triangle is equilateral. It's a very simple proof. You are already given this angle is 30. So the angle at the center will be double of that, it will be 60 degree. And then you have OB is equal to OC radii. So OB is equal to OC, so the base angles are both equal. So these two angles are x, that's what I have taken. So x plus 160 is 180, sum of angles of triangle. So you will get x is 60 degree. So when all three angles are 60 degree, this triangle OBC is equilateral, and if OBC is equilateral, then BC is equal to OB, that is the radius of the circumcircle. So this is an extremely simple sum which can be asked. Now the next sum, in the seventh sum you are given that you have a triangle ABC which is isosceles, and in triangle ABC, AB is equal to AC. Triangle ABC is isosceles triangle and AB is equal to AC with one of the equal sides. That means with AB as the diameter, you are drawing a circle. You have to prove that this circle bisects the base. So in other words, you have to prove that D is midpoint of BC. AB and AC are already given equal. AD is common side, and since AB is diameter of this circle, it is given in the question. So therefore angle ADB, this angle will be 90 degree. Why is that angle 90 degree? Because it is angle in a semicircle. You are given AB is diameter, so this angle will be 90 degree. That is because angle in a semicircle. So by linear pair, you will get this angle is also 90 degree. That is angle ADC will also be 90 degree. So therefore you can easily prove triangle ADB and ADC are congruent. A, this is a side, this is the hypotenuse, and this is angle. So it is RHS test. By RHS test, the two triangles are congruent. Remember, side opposite 90 degree angle is the hypotenuse. So AB and AC are hypotenuse of their two right angle triangles. So R right angle, H the hypotenuse, and S the side. So they are congruent. So because those two triangles are congruent, therefore you will have BD is equal to DC, CPCTC, and that is AD bisects, the circle will bisect the base BC. That is AD bisects the base BC, or the circle bisects the base BC. So that we finish sum number 7. We continue with sum number 8. In the 8th sum, it's a prove that sum. Generally nowadays in the last 4-5 years, you will find that prove that sums are mostly not asked, whereas sums in which you have to find angles, value of angles, that is more important and that is what is asked. But this is a very simple proof. You know that angle, you have to prove angle AOC. AOC is the angle at the center of the circle, plus BOD, that is also an angle at the center of the circle, is equal to 2 times AEC. AEC is an angle not at the center nor on the circumference. So first we will use central angle property, that is angle AOC, the angle at the center is 2 times angle ABC. B lies on the circumference and both of them have the same AOC and ABC have the same chord or same segment in front of them. So angle at the center is 2 times angle at the circumference. So same way you needed BOD, so now we are at BOD. BOD has BD at the center, so BD is the chord in front, so BCD is the corresponding angle on the circumference. So angle BOD is 2 times angle BCD. So when you add these two, you get your left hand side. AOC plus BOD is 2 times, you can take 2 outside the bracket and write ABC plus, you can write DCB. ABC plus DCB. But now ABC and DCB, you can say it is same as, this is same as angle, instead of ABC, ABC is same as angle EBC. It is the same thing. It is the same angle. EBC and ABC is the same angle. And also instead of BCD, you can write BCE. So you have BCE is same as BCD. So you can say that the same AOC plus BOD is 2 times, instead of ABC plus BCD, you can write EBC plus BCE, because this is one straight line and this is also one straight line. So therefore, but now you have ABC and DCB. Instead of ABC, you can write EBC. EBC, BC, D के बदले you can write BCE. It's one and the same angle that is equal to AEC. To understand this, you consider this triangle which is CBE. CBE, when you produce this side, you have produced it to point A. So AEC, this angle, AEC here, this angle is an exterior angle of the triangle BCE. So this angle is exterior angle of triangle BCE. So this exterior angle is equal to this angle plus this angle. That is BCE plus EBC. So that is how you are replacing EBC plus BCE by AEC. So exterior angle is equal to sum of interior opposite angles. So instead of you are writing this, you can say AOC plus BOD is 2 times. Instead of these two, you have replaced this by AEC. So you can write AEC there instead of EBC and BCE. So that's a simple proof, but as I told you, generally nowadays, prove that sums are not asked in the last 3-4 papers. What you are asked is generally some simple sum like this. How many sums of circles may come in your board exam? Maximum 3, generally minimum 2. 2 sums are usually there. One is from the first topic, that is circles, and one is from the tangent part. Usually sums with only numerical values are asked. Prove that sums are very rarely asked, not generally asked. And maximum 3 sums may come. Now you may say that which section 1 or 2 it comes, no guarantee. Sometimes it comes in 1, sometimes it comes in 2. So all questions are compulsory in section 1. So you have to learn all the topics. There is no topic which you can omit because any topic can come in section 1. So that is not fixed what comes in 1 and what comes in 2. Now next sum is very important, but it's a very simple sum also. You are given angle CBE is 65 degree. It's given in the question AC is diameter. See, now in the question, if it looks like AC is the diameter, you can't take it. It has to be specifically mentioned AC is the diameter, or they have to show AC is passing through the center of the circle. O should be marked, or mid-center of circle, it should be given O is the center and AC passes through the center. Only then you can take it as the diameter. In this sum, no problem, they have given AC is the diameter, so you can take that. Also, you are given ED is parallel to AC. These things are given. So based on this, you can use, first of all, you can find the angles of this triangle. EAC and EBC, they have the same chord EC in front of them, so they are angles inscribed in the same segment. Angles inscribed in the same segment are equal. So therefore you can say that CAE will be equal to 65 degree. This is based on the 4 theorems that you learned. All the sums of the first exercise are based on only the 4 theorems which you have learned. So you have EBC is equal to CAE. They are both having the same segment or same chord in front of them. So that's the first step. You are given AC is the diameter, so AEC will be equal to 90 degree. Since AC is diameter, AEC is 90, that is the angle inscribed in a semicircle. So 90 here, 65 this angle. So the third angle of that triangle will be 25 degree. So ACE will be 25 degree. This is by sum of angles of triangle. So now you are already given that AC is parallel to ED. So you are given in the question that AC is parallel to ED. So obviously this angle out here, which you got it as 25, and this angle that is DEC, those two angles are alternate angles. They form a Z. So they are alternate angles. So these two angles will be equal, and you have tried the reason because ED parallel to AC and alternate angles. So students, copy this down, and after we finish the first exercise, you will have to do the homework sums. And obviously homework sums, if there are some sums you don't get, then please mark it, because when we have the Zoom session, we will solve all those sums. Whatever sums in homework you are unable to do, we will be solving that in the Zoom session. So please mark such sums. We will try that out during the next whenever we have the Zoom session before the exam. So now students, in this last question of the first exercise, you have been given OCE is 40 degree. That means DCE is also 40 degree only. And AOD is 75 degree. This is marked in the question. Even if it is not marked, you have CD is diameter because it is passing through the center of the circle O. It is given that O is the center. That is why CD is the diameter. If it is not given, then you can't assume. So O is the center, so CD is the diameter. So you have CDE is equal to 90 degree, but in the figure in this question it was marked it is 90. So I have not written that step. Had it not been marked, then in that case you have to write that angle CED is 90 degree because angle in a semicircle. So now in this triangle you can take angle sum property and you will get the first answer, that is answer for CDE. 40 plus 90 plus angle CDE is 180. So 40 plus 90 plus CDE, so CDE is 50 degree. So angle CDE is 50 degree. Now angle DOB is a linear pair with the 75. So DOB plus 75 is 180. So DOB is 105 degree. So DOB you have got, it is 105 degree. ODB is same as CDE. Now why am I taking ODB? Because now I am going to consider this triangle. In this triangle, that is in triangle ODB, you just found that this angle is 105. You had earlier written in the previous step on step 3 that this is 50. So 105 plus 50 plus this angle OBD, that is 180. So you will get OBD is 25. So 180 minus 155, that is 25. So now your OBD and OBE is one and the same. So it's the same angle. So you are asked instead of OBD, OBE. So final answer, whatever it is asked, that same way you write OBE is 25. It is same angle as OBD. So that's the final answer that you need to write. This is your step number 12. So this sum, there was nothing much of angle and circle properties that you use. So the previous sum which I told, that was sum number 9, was an important sum. So mark sum number 9 is important, and with this we finish the first part, that is the first 4 theorems and applications.